I appreciate you joining me today. We're going to be looking at Jacob and Rachel and Leah today. Our hymn, it's a hymn called "'Tis Love That Makes Us Happy."
'Tis love that makes us happy, 'tis love that smooths away. It helps us mind, it makes us kind to others every day. God is love with his little children. God is love, we would be like him. 'Tis love that makes us happy, 'tis love that smooths away. It helps us mind, it makes us kind to others every day.
Let's look at our other verses. Verse 2, "This world is full of sorrow, of sickness, death, and sin. With loving heart we'll do our part and try some soul to win." Verse 3, "And when this life is over and we are called above, our song shall be eternally of Jesus and his love." It helps us mind, it makes us kind to others every day. Let's look in Genesis 29 now. Genesis chapter 29. After yesterday's account of Jacob and the house of God, as it is, Bethel, and he goes on his way, on his journey, comes to the people of the east. Remember, he's going in a similar fashion to Abraham's servants. Abraham's servant who's looking for a bride, he's looking for a bride. He looked and he saw well in the field, there's sheep lying by it. All the flocks are gathered there. Verse 3, verse 4, "My brethren, where are you from?" They said, "We're from Haran." He said, "Do you know Laban, the son of Nahor?" And they said, "We know him. Is he well?" "He's well." And a little further down, Rachel came with her father's sheep. She was a shepherdess. Jacob and Rachel meet, and things are going swimmingly, as you can tell there in verse 11. And we're also introduced to Leah. Verse 17. Leah's eyes were delicate, but Rachel was beautiful of form and appearance. Now Jacob loved Rachel, so he said, "I will serve you 7 years for Rachel, your younger daughter." Laban says, "It's better that I give her to you than that I should give her to another man. Stay with me." So Jacob served 7 years. They seemed only a few days to him because of the love he had for her. And then Jacob said to Laban, "Give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go into her." And we know what's going to happen. He's going to wake up in the morning and realize Laban has deceived him. Laban gave his maid Zilpah to his daughter Leah's maid. Verse 25, "It came to pass in the morning that, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, What is this you have done to me? Was it not for Rachel that I served you? Why have you deceived me?" And Laban said, "It must not be done so in our country to give the younger before the firstborn." Skipped over the verse about the tent. Yeah. Verse 23, "Came to pass, he took Leah's daughter and brought her to Jacob, and he went into her." Anyway, would have been nighttime. That's how Jacob was likely deceived. I wanted you to think today about how Leah was treated. And as we have looked at the hymn about love, I want you to think about Leah. And we're going to look at how Laban treated her, how Jacob treated her, and how Rachel treated her. And Leah, think about how Laban treated her to begin with. And Laban has deceived Jacob. And Laban says what he says. Now, undoubtedly, Laban was a scoundrel. We kind of know that. But we've already seen how the two women were described. And so it's easy to say, well, maybe Laban was telling the truth in verse 26. Well, that may have been true. Why didn't he tell Jacob before that? And he just didn't. There's some deception there, obviously. But at the same time, ask the question, was this Laban's way of making sure Leah was taken care of? Perhaps it was that. Perhaps. But you just think about how Laban treated her. And obviously she could have said something to Jacob as well beforehand. But you see how Leah's being treated, and it makes you, it just kind of makes you sad. You feel sorry for her. Now, read on though in the account. So now Jacob is with Rachel and Leah, has them both, but he loves Rachel more than Leah, and he served with Laban still another 7 years. And so when the Lord saw that Leah was unloved, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. So Leah conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Reuben, for she said, "The Lord has surely looked on my affliction. Now therefore my husband will love me." And is that what happened? No, this is the beginning of a lot of back and forth, isn't it? And so think about how Jacob treated Leah, at least here as we're reading. Rachel is going to pass with the birth of Benjamin, and Leah will still be there. And you might consider Jacob would have to learn to love Leah. But here Leah says, "Now my husband will love me." No, that's sadly not how it works. It's sad that Jacob did not love her. And you feel sorry for husbands and wives that are in that situation. And there's not a lot they can do about it. The vow has been made, the covenant has been made. This is my wife, this is my husband. But if there's not love there, again, the hymn, "'Tis love that makes us happy." Does Leah seem happy? As she says, "Now my husband will love me." Now we look at Rachel. As it goes on, she conceives again. "The Lord has heard that I am unloved." She's not loved because of that first child. "He's therefore given me this son also. The Lord is our comforter." She conceived again and bore a son. This time my husband will be attached to me because I've borne him 3 sons. His name's Levi. We'll read on. Chapter 30. Jacob saw she bore Jacob no children. Rachel envies her sister. "Give me children or else I die." Jacob's mad. Am I in the place of God? Then you have Bilhah entering the picture. And Rachel says at a certain point, "With great wrestlings I have wrestled with my sister, and indeed I have prevailed." As you have Bilhah having children. And then when Leah saw she had stopped bearing, she took Zilpah her maid and gave her to Jacob his wife. And so now you have Zilpah having children. Then you have the account of the mandrakes. And Rachel says to Leah, "Please give me some of your son's mandrakes." But she said to her, Leah said to her, "Is it a small matter that you have taken away my husband? Would you take away my son's mandrakes also?" And Rachel says, "Therefore he will lie with you tonight for your son's mandrakes." And then you have more children being born. But that business, Rachel has wrestled with her. Leah says, "You've taken away my husband." Sad picture, isn't it? You have this animosity between these two sisters. Envy, wrestlings, and the taking of Jacob back and forth. And 'tis love that makes us happy. And as you look at this family, and we know what's going to come from this family, obviously Israel, the nation. But when you look at the family of the patriarchs, and you look at all these individuals, and you look how it's starting, and you might just think about our hymn, and you might think about your own home, and how important it is to have love in your home, to love your spouse, to love your children, to keep your vows, and to follow the Lord. Ultimately, He is our comfort. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good day. Join us tomorrow for another portion of our daily praise.